She staked everything she had to gain what she had dreamed of for 98 years. The old woman had long awaited this day. Smiling at her reflection, she covered the aged vanity mirror with a black cloth and imagined herself young. Dawn was slowly breaking. For many years, nearly every night the same thing repeated itself. Just before morning, the player would appear to Communera Ivanovna. He emerged from a darkness thick as tar, silently walked to the table, and sat down. The player would remove his top hat, reach into it, and with a slight smile curling his thin mustache on a pale, nearly translucent face, he would ask, 1 or 2. The first time, the woman was confused and said nothing. That was, perhaps, 20 years ago, right around the time Putin replaced Yeltsin. Communera, pulling the blanket over herself, blinked at the stranger in bewilderment. And the unknown figure, pausing briefly, repeated the question. Your wager? Who are you? The woman whispered, clearly realizing that the figure emerging from the shadows was not human, though he looked like a dandy from a bygone century, a fitted frock coat, a cravat, light trousers, and soft leather boots. But the eyes. Over hundreds of encounters, Era had studied that gaze. It was the cosmos, not the kind that offers flight, but the kind that, reflected in a deep well, draws you in with its cold. After waiting, the stranger pulled cards from the top hat and laid them out. You lose, he stated, and vanished. In time, the woman became accustomed to him and would join him at the table herself. But she never once won. No matter how many cards she chose, the combination laid down by the player always beat hers. At first, Era bet small things and little sums of money. The result was always the same, the player's appearance, his smirk, the wager, the verdict. And then, until next time. But tonight would be different. Communera was ready and had decided to go all in. 1 or 2, the player asked. 6, the old woman replied firmly. With a slight twitch of his cheek, the player drew the cards. Your wager? 80 years, she cried out, and added, spades or trumps. Without looking into the player's eyes, which had flared with something ominous, she shoved her hand, already clutching pre-selected cards, into the hat and beat the combination on the table. That's it, I won. And you're a fool, Era declared triumphantly, thinking to herself, let come what may, and she lost consciousness. It's kind of dark in here, the old woman thought as she came to. The player was gone. The beaten cards still lay on the table. Era tore the cloth from the mirror and smiled at herself. Young. Victory.